I can talk to companies on a engineering side. There's always something else that they might be looking for. And I think I've had to diversify my business. When I first started up, I was doing contract design work, and when you get when there's less and less work in that field, you need to diversify. So I went, started doing technical authoring. I've always written work instructions and things like that, but I'm offering that as a service now, and also the 3D printing. That's taken off a lot more now as well. But things like, planning permission drawings, because I started off on 2D CAD, I do a lot of planning permission drawings for solar installations now, or whether it's, domestic or commercial so if one part of the business is slightly quiet, there's always something somewhere else to fill the gap, and I think businesses have to diversify. If and this is why I started the business. I'm not one of these people that would be happy sitting at a CAD system just designing plastic widgets for 30 years. It just doesn't interest me at all. I like to be able to use all of my skill set, and that's why I set the business up.
That's just kind of, so for me, engineering in general really is it's so varied, and I'm coming out with like an automation kind of background. So everything's been a bit. I can go and do some like machining. I can go on a mill, go on a lathe, go and do some machining that way. I can go and do some assembly work. I can go and check back through and look at some control stuff or pneumatics. Or it's for me, engineering has to be diversified just to keep your head always going. I say if you're sitting at a computer all day long just designing widgets or washers or something like that, it's for some people might be fine, but I say for other people they might strive to push for a bit more varied work.
I've got too much of an active and creative mind to just be stuck. I mean, this week alone, I'm working on a design for a water treatment plant for someone. I'm working on a vision system for meat processing lines. I'm designing a labeling machine. Next week is going to be completely different, and that's what I love about my job. And because I've worked in quite a few industrial sectors, I've worked in telecoms on fiber optics, I've worked in fire suppression equipment, I've worked in agricultural machinery, air compressors, that sort of thing. It's been so diverse. And I think once you pick up, if you've got the basic fundamental skills in design, you can transfer it to basically any industry, really. You don't have to be an expert in everything as long as you know the basic fundamentals. You can work anywhere, really. And it's helped that experience. As I say before, if I'd have spent the last 30 years designing plastic widgets, it would be very difficult for me to move into a different area, because that's all I know.